How to practice beauty. Now, this may sound like a really bizarre question to some of us, no? How is it that one practices beauty? Beauty is such a subjective thing, it is really all around us. What is really there to practice in beauty? So, I really invite you to hear me out and see for yourself whether it is, you would like to consciously practice beauty in life. So, in order to invoke a sacred sense of beauty in one's life, there are four simple preconditions to really invoking it. The first is very simple, but it really needs to be practiced. Cleanliness. It is like, if you have a kitchen sink full of dirty utensils, you might burn the best of the incense in the world, but it will not really invoke a sacred sense of beautiful smell. Or, when you're making the sacred kolam or when you're making the rangoli outside your house, the first thing you do is you really broom and clean the space. Or to give you another example, we do not put the photographs of our near and dear ones on a dusty shelf. And lastly, Deepavali is coming for those of us who are in India. And in Diwali, the first thing we do is really clean the entire house. Really clean the entire house in its very nook and corner and details. That creates the precondition, that creates the basis of really invoking something higher, that really creates the basis for beauty. Nowadays, Deepavali is more famous for shopping and decor and, all kinds of other things. But really, the first thing in Diwali, the festival of lights, is cleaning things thoroughly. So that's really the first precondition. In fact, simply brooming one's room is a great practice for inner and outer cleansing. The second precondition to invoking a sacred sense of beauty in one's life is decluttering. In a world of materialism and consumerism, we are accumulating more and more things. These things that we accumulate but do not put to use in our everyday life really represent the dead energy, and that just stays in our surrounding as an extension of who we are, and that's just dead and decaying, creating inertia, creating tamas. So to really be able to simplify one's life, to really be able to give away all the things that are not really you are using, is an important aspect of clearing the energies in and around ourselves and invoking a sacred sense of beauty. Just like, as human beings we become fat and obese, remember, so do our houses. They can become fat and really, really obese to the extent that it becomes unhealthy and harmful to our sense of development in life. The third precondition for invoking a sacred sense of beauty in one's life is as simple as order and organization. Bringing a certain order and organization outside of oneself helps create an order and organization inside of oneself. It's like, if you open somebody's drawer, how organized or messy it is often is a reflection of how organized or messy the mind is. So to really bringing a certain order and organization in one's living surrounding is the third precondition for invoking beauty in one's life. The fourth precondition for invoking beauty in one's life is to honor matter. Often in schools, we are taught this is non living and this is living. Whereas in reality, all that exists, be it a stone, a tree, a flower, an animal, a human being, everything is living, everything behind it has a consciousness. To really be able to treat matter as something that is conscious, something that is sacred, to really be able to honor matter, that's the fourth precondition for invoking a higher sense of beauty in life. With that, I move to the three stages of practicing and cultivating beauty in one's life. The first is to really begin with appreciating beauty, just simply to be able to appreciate beauty. Most often, what happens is when we really appreciate something beautiful, the next thing we want to do is we want to possess it. We want to really buy it for ourselves. And so it's very, very important to cultivate appreciation of beauty without the necessity of buying it, of possessing it for oneself or for one's near and dear ones. To simply be able to appreciate beauty, appreciate an art piece, appreciate a flower, appreciate little elements of beauty without any need of possessing it, of buying it for oneself. And this may consist of practices such as, going to an art gallery or walking through a garden, or, just even when, you're browsing clothes or you're browsing things, to just be able to appreciate their beauty for what it is without necessarily buying it. Now, herein, in appreciating beauty, the second thing to kind of keep in mind, or to kind of practice rather, is to really widen and universalize. So, what I mean by that is, often for most human beings, for most of us, we find things that belong to our own sect, our own race, our own culture as beautiful. And it's more difficult to find, something that belongs to another culture as beautiful. So, to begin with seeing beauty in the art and culture of different cultures across the globe, that's a process of widening in one's appreciation of beauty, going all the way to really touching the universal sense of beauty. So, that is really the first aspect. Begin with appreciating beauty without any sense of possession, and slowly widening and growing in terms of what you really find beautiful. The second stage of beauty is, taking a little step further from just appreciating beauty. You begin to bring elements of beauty in your life and really begin to practice with those elements of beauty in your life. It could be bringing a little flower, a little plant into your life, and really gardening and nurturing that flower, that plant, really realizing all the effort and love and labor of love that it takes for that flower to come out and bloom. Or to simply bring, a painting in one's room and really contemplating and meditating on that. Or reading poetry, writing poetry, So, really engaging with elements of beauty, anything that is beautiful, be it a painting or a flower or poetry, anything that is beautiful, beginning to cultivate a relationship with that, beginning to nurture that. That is the second stage of beauty. The third stage of beauty is when you begin to pay attention very, very keenly and in quietude. What are the elements of beauty that you're getting attracted to? What is the flower that you're getting attracted to? What is the color that you're getting attracted to? Now, the color that you're inwardly getting attracted to need not necessarily be a color that you like, because a color that you like could be out of many different reasons. It could be out of pleasing one's friends. It could be a color which is in vogue, which is why you like it. It could be a color like black because it makes you look slim, not for those outer reasons, but for an inner reason and an inner necessity. When you're getting attracted to a thing of beauty, to a flower or a color, really make note of it and really hold it as a presence and as a consciousness within yourself. Really beginning to concentrate on it, to meditate on it, to contemplate on these things of beauty is the third stage. And you can do it both through outer activities as well as an inner contemplation. To give you an example, if you're attracted to a pink rose, then outwardly, to really bring a pink rose in one's garden and really nourish it with the soil and the water and to see it grow, or to really set a pink rose as the wallpaper of your mobile or your laptop, or to really bring a painting of a pink rose inside your house. So, in small little outer things that really nudges you to concentrate on that thing of beauty, that which you are attracted to inwardly. And slowly, what happens is the presence of that begins to permeate in your life. And it not just becomes an outer practice, but also an inner practice, wherein, the next time an anger comes, anger or an impulse of anger comes inside of yourself, you really ask yourself, how can I think like a pink rose? How can I feel like a pink rose? How can I act like a pink rose in my life? How can I become like a pink rose in this situation where I'm becoming like a volcano? So, how can I make that shift? And this is where, you begin to walk the path of beauty from inside out, which is really the fourth stage of beauty, which is an advanced stage of beauty, wherein you discover and meditate and concentrate on the inner beauty, the inner elements of beauty, be it the inner joy, the inner peace, the universal love, devotion, purity, inner power, and bring those inner jewels into the outside world through everyday life in its activities, doing each thing more and more beautifully. Be it how do you make the routine of your day, or dance, or poetry, or art, or painting, or how you work, how you respond to an email, how you talk to another person, how do you hold space for your friend. In each little detail of life, you begin to bring that natural radiance of the soul, that natural beauty.